Hello everybody and welcome to another episode, I don't know what to call these, another Little Miss Picks. That's where my little miss, my mini me, picks a stamp set and one Stampin' Up color and I create on the go. So I can't wait to discover what I'll be creating with today. Just to let you know, this has been pre-recorded because it's school holidays and we wanted to feel free to do whatever we wanted and not be tied to a time schedule. But I also wanted to, we really like these Little Miss Picks and doing this together. So best of both worlds. This is premiering both on Facebook and YouTube at the exact same time today. I am very excited. Anyhow, a Little Miss, are you ready? Have you picked?
I think so.
You think so? Okay, so I'm gonna flip to the table and come on. Bum ba bum.
I'm gonna do the stamp set first. Where does it
Okay, come on.
Here.
Okay, we have Sahara sand. Ooh, and friends are like seashells. It's been a while since I've used this one.
I could choose what colour for that set.
That's all right. You could have picked a pink as well, which I can add in. So I know that I want to use
pink.
Blushing Bride with this. And then we'll see where we go. Okay, so this one does have dies, which I have in here.
What?
Yes, because this set I was given to use to present at onstage.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't have all the proper packaging, so the dies kind of just came in an envelope. So I've put them inside my stamp case. Okay. What I really love about this set is this beautiful die, because it cuts out. And, oh, actually, it's not just that. We have an embossing folder to go with it.
For the side.
Oh, aha, here it is.
Where's the butterfly? What is it about?
It's seashells.
Oh.
So you can emboss and then die cut, or die cut and then emboss this image. Now it's not a hybrid, so you can't put the die into the embossing folder like we have some these days that you can do that. But it does cut out that embossed bit, which is pretty neat.
Wait, does it cut out like all the different shells apart or something?
No, it doesn't, but you can snip them out.
Oh, cool.
But
I thought it would have.
Okay. What we'll do is we will firstly die cut this out. Now, don't get too close because otherwise I don't have space to craft.
Okay. Are you going to use Millie Baby or?
No, I am going to use Fluid 100. I feel like watercolouring. I often feel like watercolouring with you, don't I?
Yeah, I like watercolouring, it's fun.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, oh, it doesn't fit. I'm going to die cut out this first.
Mini Baby?
There's a bit of an argument whether, no, it doesn't fit into mini, and whether you should emboss first and then die cut, or die cut and then emboss. If you die cut first, the embossing is more detailed. If you emboss first, then you kind of squish the embossing a little bit when you're die cutting, which isn't a huge deal really, but you know, it's much of a muchness. There's a little bit of detail. However, I am using watercolour paper, which is thicker, so I think it would, I haven't actually experimented this with watercolour paper, but I think it would
disappear kind of?
yes, like it would squish.
Too much.
Yep, so I'm going to die cut first.
Wise.
Wise. Thank you, my dear.
Wise is an owl.
I am getting
Well,
old.
they're kind of wise, but not so wise because they sleep during the day.
So they're not that wise.
No.
Oh, that took some muscles. Okay, and now
Again.
Well, we're going to emboss it now.
Yeah.
So
I like embossing.
this is
Easy, hard.
stuck. It is thicker paper, so it takes a little bit. So I'm not going to worry too much about the... No, it's all right.
Okay.
All the bits inside at the moment.
I'll happily to do it for you.
Thank you. And now we need to set up for the 3D embossing, because this is a... I always mark my embossing folder so I know which one's a 3D. And
what's the difference between 3D and...
well, the sandwich is different and
the
3D.
sandwich?
Yes. So for the 3D one, I just need plate 1, which is this big base,
Yeah.
and plate number 4.
How many plates are there?
5.
Wow.
It would be helpful if I put
That in.
that in, otherwise I was about to run it without. So the trick is to kind of line up the die with the bits.
Bits and bobs.
And what I might do is, just to get a better impression, not that one, not that one, aha. Okay, so if you want to get a bit of a better impression, wet your paper first, and then it's a bit more pliable before you put it through the emboss folder.
I would like to wet that.
That's right, I'm doing it now.
Will
Okay,
it-
so I've just spritzed it with a bit of water, just nothing fancy, just water. And now I'm placing it into the correct spot, just taking my time lining it up so that I'm happy with that.
For some reason, I thought you were trying to get like that spray that's shiny.
No.
Because I didn't know.
And actually what I remember now is that I found it easier lining it up with the front. So doing it this way. There.
Does it line up exactly?
Should do. And now. And I'm going to go this way as well.
So that you don't have to reach over the top.
Well, and also just so that it goes through a little bit more. Now I clearly have ink on mine, but that's all right. So there we go. Now we have our die cut shaped, all embossed, and actually since these pieces
Won't it
are wet,
be wobbly?
it's a little
Because it's wet?
bit, but that's okay. I'm going to watercolor it anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Would you like me to get the bits out?
Yes, please. Just be careful,
I will.
because it's...
Can I use this?
Yes, you may use the take your pick tool. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side.
Oops, stay here, lid.
And I'm going to get my watercolour brushes. Okay, I'm going to use the fine tip. So I do have 2 sets of watercolour brushes. So I'm going to use the fine tip, 2 of the fine tip. Obviously, I'm using Sahara Sand and Blushing Bride, and I think...
I don't know why I chose Sahara.
No, it's a good choice.
Is it?
I think So Saffron will go nicely into that as well. And we need a green.
I see grass green.
Seafoam green?
Yeah.
Or... okay. Soft seafoam, and then I'm going to add a little bit of soft succulent. First starting with soft. So we've got this nice kind of earthy colour palette actually. So that should be good. And what I'm going to do is take each ink pad and press on the back.
Oh, that's right. That's how you watercolor.
Well, no, I could just take my ink refills.
Oh.
And for this one, I will. Soft seafoam.
Here.
So I like to use my ink pads as palettes.
Palettes.
A palette is an artist's palette is where
palette.
This one has enough ink on it, so I'm just going to leave that as is. Sahara Sand we need a bit more ink. Let's just use the ink refill.
front.
On the front?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm going to put some stuff to the side and put this on the front or something.
Yes, that's the front of the card. And so saffron. Come on.
Any other
Okay.
colours? Nope.
Okay. So now I'm going to watercolor, and I'm going to use, I'm just going to zoom in. I'm going to use the embossing as my guide. Really. So I am going to start by really watering down the Sahara sand.
Really?
Yes, really. And we might start.
Does this go here?
Yes. Now remember, I am using watercolor paper, so it can absorb quite a bit of water, but I'm trying not to add too much because otherwise, well, no, it's already starting to dry out, but otherwise we can lose our detail. But we can always run it through the embossing machine.
Once it's nice and dry completely.
Dry, but if we run it through again, there's that risk of not lining things up.
Not lining things up.
Or not having the embossing in the exact same place. So just following the curvature there of this.
Are you going to do
shell.
another colour around it?
Yes, just let me...
Do whatever you're doing.
Yep, just let me... So I'm now adding some darker ink.
How do you get it darker and lighter?
More water makes the ink lighter and less water.
Oh, so you kind of like added some water to some of the ink, then didn't add the water to...
And now I'm just adding like pure ink, but because the paper is wet, the ink kind of spreads out.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know if this is an official name, but I call it wet on wet based on cookie decorating.
Cookie decorating.
Yep. So I'm happy with that.
Wow, that looks cool.
Spread that up, and instead of using a paper towel or anything, I just like to use my chamois.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, chamois.
And you just squeeze it out a little bit to remove any of the colour.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to go with Blushing Bride.
Blushing Bride. It's a nice little colour.
Just adding some water to that ink, and
do you think it'll kind of blend with the
yes, it
Sahara
will.
sand?
That's okay. That's the point.
Yeah. Watercoloring is fun.
It is. I agree. And I am trying to blend the two in.
At art, I like using watercolour pencils.
Do you get to use them often?
No.
Nope.
Only for stuff like I've been doing for the last time.
The botanical art?
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm gonna...
Are you going to add another colour around the very brim?
Yep. And now I'm going to bring in the yellow, the, what was it? So saffron to the very end here.
That looks good. That looks kind of real with the embossing.
Yes, the embossing is
it looks so much
fabulous. And I'm trying to get to the edges of it, the seashell.
In some videos that it shows how to draw stuff that look 3D, at the end they always roll a pencil on top.
To prove that it's flat.
Yes, it's cool.
Yes. And I might just grab... No, it's still too wet, so I'm going to leave that, let that dry, and let's move on to another seashell.
What about that one?
And this one. And we're going to do something similar.
Is there a seashell called like the zebra one or something like zebra?
I don't know. I don't know my seashells.
Zebra something or just zebra shell? Forgot what it's called.
I don't know. So this one I'm just doing all in Sahara sand. And then I'm going to take the...
Ooh, a starfish cut thing.
Yes, there's a starfish.
I like
So
mine.
where the embossing is higher, I'm adding some darker ink.
Oh, that kind of makes it look 3D. So the sun's probably shining from this way because that's more lighter.
That doesn't... It's under the sea. There's... What sun?
A tiny bit.
Under the sea.
I do not know how the song goes. I forgot.
Okay, so now I'm going into Blushing Bride and doing the inside of this seashell.
I like the shells that you can like hear the sea.
Yep.
How does that even work?
It's just the air.
Mm.
Trying to add some
Dark a bit.
darker bits right in there.
It's
Got to make sure it's still on camera.
yeah. On the camera, it looks really real.
Thank you. And these two, let's start. I think we need some more.
It would be funny if you happened to be wearing your seashell earrings.
Well, I did buy them for that presentation,
Yeah.
but no, I'm not wearing my seashell earrings today.
Sad.
Okay, so I've just added, not that you can see that, I just added some more ink to my So Saffron.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, I like those little shells. Does this set has a little bit of sea glass something?
no.
Oh.
And bring in,
Some more different
let's get
colours.
Blushing Bride.
Why are you gonna like that?
Adding Blushing
Oh,
Bride
yeah.
there.
I think you meant like you're gonna add blushing bride on the piece.
Well, I am. But first I needed the ink.
Yeah, so you can have some more darker spots. Whoa. I really like that embellishment thing. Looks cool.
There's really no, well, I think there's really no right or wrong. Just play with it, see what you like.
Mm. I think it's fun to watercolor that in.
And now I'm going to go onto the leaves or the
I'm
seaweed.
going to do a mix of, what is that colour called?
This is
Soft
soft sea foam.
and soft succulent.
Yes,
The
so I'm going to
greens
give
are
it a
both
wash.
S's.
Well, they both start with soft.
Soft
So I'm starting with
succulent sea
soft sea foam.
foam. Are you going to do the ones that are like kind of smoother?
I
soft
don't
sea
know what
foam?
I'm doing yet. Just giving it a... Oh, I haven't finished this seashell.
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
It could be a white seashell. There's such things as white and
No, I'm going to
pink
give it
seashells.
a colour.
Mm. It would probably look better with colour. Would you like more soft succulent or soft sea foam?
Oh, soft sea foam. That's a
Easy one.
no-brainer.
Would you like more that yellow or that pink? Blushing bride or
I don't know, sweetheart.
wait, there's 4 S's. Soft sea foam, soft succulent, Sahara sand, and soy saffron.
Well, too bad there was no pink starting with an S, eh?
Yeah. The sweet sorbet.
That's not a pink. That's more of a
Red.
red.
Mm.
Okay, and now I'm going to pick up some
Soft succulent.
soft succulent and just
Add it on a little bit.
add it on. No particular rhyme or reason. Just adds a little bit more dimension.
I like Bermuda Bay.
I like Bermuda Bay too, and Coastal
It's the
Cabana.
best colour.
I agree. You can see by adding that second colour in, I'm getting a little more dimension and depth to the seaweed.
One of the shells that is actually sticking up. So technically it is 3D. It doesn't want to stay on the paper. What colour are you going to do the rest of that shell?
I was going to go with
Soft, so
saffron.
I was better say soft seafoam when I knew that's probably not going to be it.
No, not soft seafoam. And
That's a green.
gonna add
A little bit of
Sahara
colour.
sand into the detail.
Oh.
Lift that up so you can see.
I'm gonna do the card that goes up and down, or
No, just
like
a
a book.
just the regular top fold, sweetheart,
Okay.
because that's what I prefer.
Do you?
Yes. Do you know what colour would have been really good with this, but it doesn't? We don't have it anymore.
What?
Is the blue, the seaside spray. That would have been perfect.
Don't you still have it?
Nope, all gone.
Sad.
Okay, so I'm gonna zoom back
Did
out.
it retire or
that's
something?
yes, it retired.
Oh, sad.
There we go.
Pretty.
And we're going to let that dry. But in the meantime, I'm gonna pack up my colours.
I'll put
And
this away for you.
no, please don't.
Okay.
And I haven't done any stamping yet.
Sad.
So let's prepare our card base. I'm thinking blue. Or
Or something?
we could go with a green base. That's the soft succulent.
Yeah. And a little bit more soft succulent.
Or we could go with a pool party.
Are we gonna do a vote?
No, because it's not live.
Oh yeah. Forgot.
Or balmy blue. What do you think, sweetheart? Which of the three?
Can't choose out of the blues ones. Maybe that one. The pool party.
I think balmy blue stands
Oh,
out a
yeah.
bit more.
It looks like the ocean balmy blue.
Okay, so put those away. And pre-cut base.
Yuppie!
Oh,
Isn't that two pre-cut paces?
yes, I know.
For you?
Thank you for counting.
I like to count.
Okay, so I've got my pre-cut base and I've got this piece to create card front.
Cool. Oh, card front.
I'm pretty sure that's already at 10 centimeters. No, it's smaller than 10 centimeters.
Oh no.
Well, it's not an oh no, it's just bummer. How much smaller than 10 centimeters is it? About 3 millimeters. So I'm going to just chop 3 more millimeters off.
To make it more even?
Yep. Cool.
Does it look too bad?
And now I'm going to run this through the embossing folder as well.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I am.
Ooh. Can I do it?
No, let me just...
Okay. And it's not watercolour, so it should be easier.
That wasn't hard before at all. Bring in, baby.
I don't know why, but I'm sleepy.
Yes, did you not sleep well?
I know I did sleep
Okay.
Ooh.
And
Do you think this is dry?
not yet. Clearly there was a bit of water somewhere. I'm getting watermarks, but that's okay. It'll dry, and we're going to put that. Oh, I know what we're going to do. Something that we did the other day.
What did we do yesterday?
No, not yesterday, the other day. So I've got craft white ink here, and I'm going to.
Oh yeah, like we did with the brick wall.
Yep.
A creativity time now. Wait, does it have now?
No, it's creative now. Creativity now. I can't remember. Anyway, that does look quite heavy on the white, but the craft white ink does dry a lot lighter than it goes on, so I'm quite happy with that.
That looks so cool. It looks like they're very shiny. Looks so shiny.
So we need that.
Oops. At least it didn't land face down.
Yep. So we'll put that, and then we'll layer that on top.
Oh, that'll look pretty.
And then we can trim it down. So most of it's going to be covered anyway.
But you still see some white.
Now, while that's drying, now that you've got an idea of where I'm going with the layout, let's pick a sentiment.
Yeah, sentiment.
Here's the stamp set. Put that down. How about a happy birthday?
Birthday to my beautiful friend.
Yes. Always need birthday cards.
Yeah, because who knows when someone's birthday's coming?
Well, generally you do know,
Oh, true.
because it's their birthday.
The date of their birth.
And we might stamp that on. Ooh.
So
saffron.
Oh, wait, that's from that stamp set.
Yes, I know. Thank you. And Sahara sand. So what I might do is trim it first. Big yawns. I'm
going to use that thing.
using this, yes.
What is that thing called?
It's just a little trick.
It makes a funny weird sound.
Makes a cutting sound.
Makes a sound. Oh. Why do you always do that usually?
Okay, I was just measuring, so I know that I want a 3/4 inch strip. Big yawn.
What's this thing for?
Let's top the paper down. And I said Sahara sand.
Sahara sand. Do you like Sahara sand?
Suppose I do. There we go.
Ooh, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe you could trim it a little bit.
I will.
On those sides.
Just haven't decided which way I'm going to place it on yet, so I thought I'd keep it in the middle and we'll work it out. So now I am going to add this one on dimensionals.
Dimensionals. Big or small?
Big, please.
Do you think that will be enough?
Yep, that'll be fine. Now I'm making sure I'm not putting them right into the corners because remember I've got it on an angle so the corners will get snipped off.
You gotta put them angle. Angles are good. They look nice. I think this is gonna turn out good.
Thank you. Now ideally I'd like to wait for this to dry, and I suppose we could use the magic of TV and wait for it drying to start filming, but that's just too much effort. Just wiping my fingers
I
off.
can't use the magic of TV.
Yeah, Then we're using up our time.
Yeah, true. Then we won't have time to film the next one. I'm actually going to trim it off.
Yep, I'm just using my snips to trim it off.
Are they actually called snips?
Yes, they're called paper snips. And by looking at it from behind, I can see how I need to trim it off.
From the front.
So there we go.
Oh, that does look good.
And
then
now
the creation that you made.
we can place that.
What are you going to use to tape it down? I mean, not tape it down.
Stick it down.
Stick it down.
Adhesive. Just thinking, yep, I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is just place the adhesive on the big seashells, or onto the seashells, should I say?
Yeah.
And
including that small one, yep.
Leave the seaweed and
because that would be a little bit too hard.
And I've put a little bit more glue than I normally will because of all the texture. Just to give it that more chance of sticking.
Stick.
And that will go right
there. Ooh,
and I think we should add some... which one shall we use? We could use linen. We could do a bow, or we could use...
the soft sea foam.
Soft sea foam. No, I'm thinking that's too much. I'm thinking... Funny what you find when you weren't looking for it. I was looking for these the other day. Couldn't find them. This could go nicely behind it. Where's the one that I was thinking of though? I'm thinking gold
I like
trim.
that.
You like that? Oh!
Oops.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
You needed the extra glue. And clearly I didn't. Well, it is all damp still. So that's going to affect the adhesion. So we just got to leave it. Oh, got craft ink on me. Just going to trim that. I'm going to keep it simple. Okay, so behind on the sentiment tag, oh, could have got craft ink on it.
Ooh.
Where is it? I'm gonna add a bit of Terran tape.
Double-sided tape, in other words.
We call it Terran tape.
I call it double-sided.
Well, yes, essentially it is double-sided tape, but it's called Terran tape.
Yeah.
And
whenever I use tape rolls, not like the things, the ones that you have to push it down so that it cuts off. The ones that you have to try to find the end. I'm very bad at finding the end.
okay, that's right. There we go. So I've just added that twine to the back.
Twine, gold.
Well, it's actually gold trim. And we'll add that on dimensional. So
oh, there's silver twine as well.
There's silver trim.
Trim.
Never waste the edges of your dimensional packet.
Never.
Always use them.
Yeah. But won't it just come out as one piece?
Then you can rip them.
No. Is it easy to rip?
Yes. So there we go. And we haven't finished because we need to do something on the inside.
You forgot to add the white paper and the little star.
No, I didn't forget. I just haven't done it yet. I'm just not sure how we're going to do that.
You're not sure?
No.
Maybe a little shell?
Well, I don't really want to stamp a shell.
What about like those things that have this like the sea. Forgot what they're called.
I'm going to go plain with this one.
Plain.
Plain.
Long line.
Plain.
Are you going to do anything for the envelope?
Because rules, yes, no, nothing for the envelope. Rules are meant to be broken.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. But also your rule. You're breaking your own rule.
Well, rules are meant to be broken. There we go. There's the card for this time. So Little Miss surprised me with friends. What's it called? Friends are like seashells and Sahara sand. And this is the card I created.
That is very pretty.
You liked, my dear?
Oh.
Excellent. Too bad your birthday has passed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we will have another video for you next week, 1 p.m. on the Wednesday. Don't ask me the date. That's too much maths, but I hope that you can join us. Bye for now.